Good evening, everyone. How is everyone this morning? It's so nice to see faces, even though I can't see your smiles. But if you're eating, I'll get to see your smiles. So, I'm Ariana Amir, and I'm the chair of the Hope Giving Circle Executive Committee. And it's my pleasure to welcome you to the 6th annual Hope Giving Circle Scholarship Awards reception. We're so excited that you've joined us this evening as we award Hope Giving Circle scholarships to 4 deserving young women. This is our first event gathering in person since March of 2020. So this is a very special night for us. And we're glad to be able to award the scholarships in person too, because that's an honor for these women that have worked so hard, even though we're socially distanced. I also want to acknowledge that we're live streaming this event tonight. You'll notice there's a camera up there, and that's so some of our friends and supporters and also scholarship alumni can watch from home. So thank you, everybody that's joining us from home. It's hard to believe that it was 6 years ago, that this summer actually, that we gathered together to award our inaugural $10,000 scholarship. So we started out awarding 1 scholarship, and we were very proud of that. Tonight, we're awarding 4 more, making 18 scholarships in total to worthy students. So just think of how far Hope has come, from 28 donors raising $20,000 in 2016, and at this time, nearly $220,000 from 90 donors in support of future female leaders. So that's an amazing accomplishment, and it's all because of all of you that are in this room. And besides helping us financially to save dollars for our scholarships, you've also helped with mentoring and also leadership of those involved in the committee. We're a successful community of women supporting the next generation of female leaders, and we thank each one of you. And now I'd like to take a moment to thank our generous sponsors for their support of the event. And those sponsors this year are Amita Health, Wintrust Financial, Linda J. Lang, Heartland Bank and Trust, and Markel. You know, we're really grateful for the support of our sponsors as they underwrite the cost of our events. So when there is a donation made, it goes 100% to scholarships. We don't use any of those dollars to hold these events. So our sponsors are very, very important to us. But if your company is interested in becoming an event sponsor, please be sure to talk to Shannon Hines. Or if you know somebody, a friend or a relative that would like to sponsor an event, we would really appreciate you bringing them to Shannon's attention. And I also have a few acknowledgments and introductions. We have several members of the Harper College Education Foundation with us, and when I mention your name, can you just give a little Queen Elizabeth wave, maybe? Dee Bobian, and I know Dee is in the back. Kathy Gilmer, Kathy's in the front. Sam Oliver, I think you're in the back too. Yeah, there you are. Susan Rogers. I didn't see Susan. And Melanie Witt. There you are. And we also have a very special guest tonight, Harper's President, Dr. Avis Proctor, in attendance. Welcome, President. There she is. Okay, thank you. And we have a few of our former Hope recipients in attendance. In other words, young women that have received the scholarship and maybe have even completed their 4-year education and are in the workforce. So we have Ariana Mormino, Rachel Kuzaturi, you know, I always, and Jessica Shee. Hi, Jessica. And I believe, and I know some are watching online from different locations across the United States. So hello to all of you that are watching virtually. Thank you for being here this evening and for all you do to support Harper students. Please join me in congratulating our 4 recipients tonight. And if the recipients would just, again, give kind of a wave so people can recognize you when you come up to get your award. Malia, there you are. Marion, Minhal, and Samantha. These are our recipients for 2021. And tonight, after you hear all the speeches and learn about our recipients, you'll see firsthand the difference we're making in the lives of these young women. I want to thank all the members of the Hope Giving Circle, as well as those who have supported the program with a gift to the Hope Scholarship Fund. We wouldn't be here this evening without your support. And if you're not a Hope Giving Circle member, we hope by the end of the evening that you're inspired to ask questions about this amazing program. And believe me, once you get involved, you get hooked. And learn about how you can join us. At this time, it's my pleasure to introduce 2 members of this year's Hope Scholarship Selection Committee, Kathy Gilmer and Ariana Mormino. Ariana graduated from Loyola University with honors and will begin an internship in Florida before applying to veterinary school. Ariana is a Hope alumni, and she's been very involved with this group. And we're glad to continue to invite alumni to serve in this capacity and bring the student perspective when we're doing selections for the applicants for the scholarship. So at this time, Kathy and Ariana, I'll turn it over to you.
Thank you, George. It is so wonderful to see so many faces tonight, so many of you that I haven't seen for so long. Good evening. I'm Kathy Gilmer, and I have the pleasure of serving on the Hope Executive Committee and the Scholarship Awards Committee. I would like to thank my fellow members of the Scholarship Awards Committee, Ariana Mormino, Melanie Witt, Michelle Smith, who is back there, and Judy Marwick for their work on the committee. We received great applications this year, and we were able to narrow it down to the top 9 applicants which were interviewed. The Hope Scholarship is a very substantial scholarship and is one of the largest offered at Harper College. It is a $10,000 scholarship award to a female student who is completing her final year at Harper and planning to transfer to a 4-year institution immediately following graduation to pursue a bachelor's degree. The scholarship may be used for the recipient's educational expenses during their final year at Harper, and the unused balance of the scholarship is transferable to the 4-year institution they attend. I won't go through all of the scholarship criteria, but here are a few highlights. Applicants must have a minimum cumulative 3.0 GPA at Harper. They must be enrolled full-time, a minimum of 12 credit hours. They must demonstrate past or current community service or involvement. And if awarded a Hope Scholarship, recipients must maintain a minimum of 3.0 GPA, be willing to participate in the mentoring component of the Hope Scholarship Program, and be able to attend at least 2 Hope Giving Circle events per year, including after they transfer, to engage with the members. We just love having you come back and to hear your stories and how you're doing. This evening, we are pleased to award 4 Hope Scholarships for the 2021-22 school year. So that's exciting for us. Now, our first Hope Scholarship recipient is Malia Amir. Her full bio is in your program, and I wanted to highlight a few accomplishments. Malia Amir is working toward her associate in engineering science. She is an engineering pathway student. She maintains a 3.79 GPA. She's a first-generation college student, and her father emigrated from Pakistan to pursue opportunities for his family in the United States. Her interest in engineering started very young. I loved hearing your stories. And she hopes to focus on electrical or mechanical engineering. Malia earned an internship at Homiller Engineering in South Elgin, where she now works part-time, and has a standing job offer after her graduation with her bachelor's degree from UIUC. She has volunteered at Gigi's Playhouse, and at Harper, she's involved in clubs and activities, including the Honors Program, the Muslim Association Society, Harper Society of Engineers, and the Women in Science and Engineering. In her scholarship application, Malia states, "I want to pursue a degree in engineering and become the first female engineer in my family. I want to make a difference not only in the engineering field, but become an example to inspire other females to become engineers." At this time, it is my great pleasure to award the 2021-22 Hope Scholarship to Malia. Will you please come to the podium? Congratulations.
Hello, everyone. My name is Malia Amir, and I'm currently a sophomore at Harper College and enrolled in the Engineering Pathways program at the University of Illinois Urbana-Champaign. I plan to do double major in electrical and mechanical engineering. I plan to do double major only because I feel like I'm capable of handling the stress that it comes with it, as well as the benefit of becoming an engineer as a female. I moved from Pakistan at a young age, which completely changed my life. I am determined to help my father by studying hard in my classes, as well as getting good grades for college, which can later lead me to a better job for the future. With the help of Hope Scholarship, I will be able to afford my education at any four-year university. I will be able to pay for my tuition, textbooks, and small expenses that would not have been possible without the help of the scholarship. I want to receive an education in engineering where I can help the advance of technology and modern living. I want to improve our society in the future by making innovations to further our investment in new concepts and ideas. I want to contribute my part of society by using my knowledge I will learn in college to serve my society. 3 sisters in college puts a lot of pressure on my parents to fund our education. I have 3 older sisters and 2 younger brothers. One is in graduate school at Midwestern University. I have twin sisters as well. One of them is a junior at University of Urbana-Champaign, and the other one is University of Wisconsin-Madison. My parents had a hard time trying to fund my sister's education in college. They end up using all their funds to pay for their education. Money can't buy happiness, that's for sure, but it can ease the path to pursue a degree. A minimum wage and full-time job can help pay for the books and some living expenses, but can't help pay for the college tuition. My dad is a limousine driver, which I'm really proud of, and came to the United States from Pakistan to provide a secure life for his 4 daughters, working full-time and saving enough money to bring his family to the land of opportunity. However, once the pandemic hit, my dad lost his job and due to no income and when people stopped flying. Getting this scholarship again can't only give me the chance to pursue my education, but also fulfill my family's dream, who worked really hard to change my life. This scholarship is like a clear path in the forest to help me have a stable undergraduate journey and look into the future with a pen in the hand rather than someone else's hand. So thank you for your generous opportunity to be picked for the scholarship. I would have liked to thank you all by giving all of you a hug, but due to COVID, we can't do that. However, that doesn't change how grateful and appreciative I am that I'm selected for this recipient of your scholarship. Thank you for your generosity and support. I sincerely value your support in helping me achieve my goals, which would not have been possible without your help. Thank you for having me in a whole family.
Thank you, Malia, and congratulations. Hello, everyone. It's great to be here with you tonight. And it is my pleasure to introduce our next Hope Scholarship recipient, Marion Bensing. Marion is working toward her associate in science and biology with the ultimate goal of going to medical school and becoming a pediatrician. Her dream to become a pediatrician is inspired by her childhood health diagnosis that greatly impacted her vision. She maintains a 4.0 GPA. Marion works part-time while balancing her time as a student. In high school, Marion was an active member of the marching band and became drum major. At Harper College, Marion is a member of the honors program and the scientific journal club. In her scholarship essay, Marion says, "My goal is to become a pediatrician. I want to contribute to the health and development of young children in my community in order for them to have easy transitions through stages of their young lives. While the road to this career is long, I am full of passion to one day help children." I am pleased to award the 2021-2022 Hope Scholarship to Marion Bensing. Marion, will you please join us at the podium?
I'm just going to move it up a little bit. Good evening, everyone. I would first like to begin by saying thank you to the Hope Giving Circle. It's empowering to be surrounded by women who strive for you to achieve your educational goals and full potential. I wouldn't be standing here today without you all, and it accredited to your generosity of individuals like you, scholars like me, and my fellow recipients have the chance to chase our dreams and make a difference in others' lives, like how you have done with mine. I am very appreciative to every donor for selecting me as one of the recipients this year. I am beyond grateful and privileged to receive your support, mentoring, and professional development opportunities. To know that such networking opportunities exist to assist scholars in their educational journey is more than comforting. My family and I thank you so much for giving me this incredible opportunity. This scholarship has opened new doors for me and has relieved financial stress off my family's shoulders. It has and will continue to allow me to help focus and spend more time on my classes and other extracurricular activities. As you all already know, I am currently studying at Harper to get my associate in science and will be transferring next fall to a four-year institution to continue my education. As a recent update to what I plan on pursuing, I would like to shift my focus from general biology to specifically environmental biology. As a child growing up, I always had a fascination with the world around me and its natural wonders. My father can vouch for all the times I would be continuously asking him about natures and how everything worked. It wasn't until later on in my life I realized that most of those questions could be answered with science. Biology was always a subject that stood out to me, but so did environmental science. After reflecting over the past few months on how I would like to take charge of my future and figure out what my core interests are, I've come to realize that my heart will always find its way back to the environment. Also, due to more recent attention to climate change around the world, I can't help but wonder about our earth science and any ways I can help save our planet. Thus, I have decided why not get the best of both worlds by combining my interests in biology and the environment together. I hope that with the education I gain from that degree, I can help foster change for a better world for newer generations, specifically a healthier one. However, my ambition to help younger generations doesn't stop there. After my bachelor's degree, I plan on going to medical school to become a pediatrician. I would like to continue to contribute to the health and development of young children in my community in order for them to have easy transitions through the stages of their lives. The idea of using this passion of mine to improve the lives of others is what motivated me to continue with this career and future educational goals in mind. Being a pediatrician specifically is something I hold near and dear to my heart because of the great ones I had growing up. Also, as a child that was diagnosed with an eye problem and seeing the ripple effects on how it delayed my development of being able to read, speak, and write, I can't help but want to provide as much care and attention as possible to young children's development. I have gained special respect towards pediatricians and healthcare professionals due to that experience. It has forever made me invested in providing the best care I can provide for future children. As I would like to reiterate from before, I'm deeply honored to be a recipient of the Hope Scholarship, and thank you for all supporting, believing, and investing in me and my aspirations in science and medicine. And for that, I will remain eternally appreciative. Thank you.
Thank you, Marion, and congratulations. It is my pleasure now to introduce our third Hope Scholarship recipient, Samantha Ernst. Samantha is working toward her associate in engineering science at Harper with a specific focus on computer science. Samantha decided on this path after her dad, who was a network engineer at US Cellular, introduced her to programming at a young age. She notes she enjoyed the logic of programming language and pursued several computer science classes at Harper at high school and now as an engineering pathways student at Harper. She plans to transfer to U of I after graduation from Harper. She maintains a 4.0 GPA and is part of the Harper Promise program. Samantha has focused on community service by volunteering with a program called CompSci, which teaches kids in grades 1 through 8 various computer science concepts. In her scholarship essay, Samantha states, "I want to use computer science to help people. I have had experience in programming mobile apps to solve problems, creating websites to fill a need and to connect people, and encountered products that make the world a better place." I am pleased to award the 2021-22 Hope Scholarship to Samantha Ernst. Will you please join us at the podium?
Hello, my name is Samantha Ernst. I am a fraternal twin. Hi, Nicole. I really like reading, writing, and crocheting, and I am majoring in computer science, as you just heard. I've been interested in programming since I was a kid. My dad worked with computers and tried to get my sister and I into it at a young age by starting us out on Scratch. If you haven't heard of it, Scratch is a block programming language created by MIT. Since you just drag blocks around on the screen in order to code, it's very accessible for kids. I was pulled in by the sheer amount of things you could create with it and the number of cool games on the website, but also how neat and logical it felt. Programming has rules and syntax just like any other language, and as someone who likes math for how it just makes sense, coding made me feel the same way. I took introductory coding classes in high school, but I was particularly influenced by a mobile app development course I took during my senior year. My teacher told us that mobile apps have the power to improve people's lives. When coming up with an idea for an app, he'd have us start with a problem that already existed and create an app to solve that problem. Coding might seem like something distant from the real world, but it can be directly relevant to human life, and it has the potential to solve problems that we might not even realize. In this way, coding isn't just logic, it can also be about creative thinking and human connection. I started to see examples even during quarantine. For example, the process of finding and scheduling vaccine appointments was often complicated and divided across multiple websites, making it much more difficult for the elderly to get vaccinated. Coders in states like New York, Texas, California, and Massachusetts volunteered their own time to simplify the process. In Massachusetts, Olivia Adams, a software engineer who was on maternity leave at the time, developed her own website that scrapes data from other sites in order to have all available appointments centralized in one place. And in New York, Hugh Ma, a software engineer for Airbnb, launched TurboVax, a free website which checks availability from the main vaccine systems and sends the information to Twitter in real time. The work of these developers made it possible for people to book vaccine appointments more easily and to make themselves and everyone around them safer more quickly, and I think that's amazing. I aim to someday contribute to something that helps people just like that. A year from now, I'm hoping to attend the University of Illinois and continue studying computer science. From there, I hope to use the knowledge I've gained in order to contribute to something special. The Hope Giving Circle Scholarship will make my dreams a possibility. I'm very grateful for the opportunity and want you to know how much this means to me. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Samantha, and congratulations. It is my pleasure to introduce our final Hope Scholarship recipient, Minhal Jamali. Minhal is a first-generation college student and is working toward her associate in arts with a focus on economics. She hopes to double major in economics and math at a four-year institution. She dreams of pursuing a career as a public policy advisor with the government. Later in her career, Minhal hopes to earn her PhD in economics and become a professor. She maintains a 4.0 GPA and is a member of the honors program. At Harper College, Minhal is a member of the Muslim Students Association and the speech and debate team. She has volunteered at Lutheran Senior Citizen Home in Arlington Heights. She balances school with working a part-time job. In her scholarship application, Minhal says, "My career goal is to work for the government as a public policy advisor and to advocate and write bills that relate to public interest. I want to work for better government programs and help the people of my state." I am pleased to award the 2021-2022 Hope Scholarship to Minhal Jamali. Minhal, will you please join us at the podium?
Hope members, friends, family, and others alike. I would like to begin today by expressing my immense gratitude towards the Hope Giving Foundation for nominating me for this scholarship. Your support has greatly impacted the lives of many young women today and increased the reach of their exceptional talents. In my case, your help will allow me to fully dedicate myself towards my studies in economics and mathematics, pursue academic research, and find fulfilling internships, all of which will set me up towards my long-term goal of obtaining a PhD in economics and becoming a professor. I will no longer need to work long hours and can instead allocate my time towards volunteering opportunities and furthering my academics. It is my hope that by pursuing this career path, I can make a difference for others in two areas of my life that have affected me the most: my class and education. As I am a first-generation college student and someone who grew up in poverty. By becoming an economic professor, I plan to make an impact in these areas by conducting research related to combating wealth inequality. Growing up, I watched a lot of documentaries based on poverty, and I wondered, how can we actually change this problem? And in order to do so, we need to become experts. And that is what I'm planning to do, while using my diverse experiences to also mentor students who are like me, who grew up in poverty and may not have a leader to follow. However, every big dream needs a community, and I believe that Hope Giving Foundation is the perfect community for every woman. By supporting, it's a community that supports women's dreams and allows them to properly prosper. A community that I'm extremely grateful to now be a part of. Thank you once again for your support.
Okay, one more round of congratulations to everybody. Each year, they amaze me. It's just absolutely amazing. So, I am so proud to be a part of the Hope Scholarship Group from the very beginning. I know there are some of us who were at that very first meeting trying to figure out how we were going to pull this off. And I think we did it. Huh? One of the pieces of the scholarship is the mentoring program. And that is something that is very unique to scholarship programs. Most of them just give money. Most of them give a little bit of money. This one not only can be used at Harper, but going to your four-year institution, which is unique. And then your mentor that you can have here at Harper and will follow you as long as you want to be followed. And for some of the people who are at the beginning, we have Kayla, who is our very first one, and I know that she is there, home with a cold and hoping it's not COVID. So she's on the camera, keeping all of her germs away, but she wanted to give her thanks again. She's working full-time as a teacher, and she said, say hello to all of my friends in the Hope community. So I'm going to take a minute to do that too, because I see that we're a couple of minutes ahead of schedule. So I'm going to take my license here with the microphone and share some things. Being a mentor is just one of the best things that can happen to a person. From the mentor standpoint, it's a growth experience. Every single student that I've mentored, I have learned so much from, and I have learned things that I didn't even know existed, because we work together to solve issues, to make connections, and we find that we have connections that we didn't even know that would be helpful at all. And I'm going to give one little example of Ariana, who is going to be doing an internship in Florida. Yes. And Mama says, yes, she is. And it just so happens I have a former colleague whose daughter's a vet, who will be 45 minutes away from her in Florida, where she's doing her internship. She happened to do the internship there, and she graduated from one of the colleges that Ariana is considering going to. So when she heads to Florida, she'll have a connection right away that she'll be able. Now, when we got matched up together, did I know that? Absolutely not. But those are some of the wonderful things that can happen when you're mentoring. I decided, rather than me tell you all the wonderful things that I think are important to the students for mentors, I texted a bunch of them and said, give me one sentence that explains how you think that there's value in a mentor. And I'm going to read them to you. This is what they said. The value of a Hope mentor is having a person who can help guide you with their own experiences and knowledge as you navigate your academic, career, and personal goals. A Hope mentor is there to listen, encourage, support, and suggest opportunities that you didn't know were there. The value of a Hope mentor is not only to open up networks and opportunities, but also makes me feel supported, loved, and gives me confidence to overcome difficult times. It provides a great insight from an educated path, from someone who has been down a similar road and becomes a lifelong friend and connection. They are your constant cheerleaders, rooting for you to get to the finish line. I think of all of the ladies as my Hope mentors. It's an honor to find a mentor who can walk with you along your path. For me, a mentor is guidance of life, not just education. A mentor is like a rock that aims to help you stay balanced. Life is full of happy and challenging experiences, and a mentor becomes part of a support group. It's a blessing to be guided by a mentor. So please consider volunteering to be a mentor. If you're a member of Hope, you can do that volunteering automatically. If you're not a member of Hope, then please join so that you have that opportunity to become a mentor. And pretty soon, Georgiana is going to explain to you exactly what you need to do that. I don't know how much more I can encourage you to do it, but it is one of the greatest experiences. And so now we have 4 new scholars who are going to be matched with their mentors. And we have Malia, who is going to be matched with Melanie Witt. So Malia, you want to raise your hand? And Melanie, raise your hand. So they're embarking on this journey. And we have Marion, who is going to be matched with Polly. Is Polly here tonight? Wonderful. Okay, and we have Samantha. And Samantha is going to be matched with Anna Marie. And is she here in person, on the camera? Okay. So Samantha, you'll be meeting her at a different time, and it might be virtually. And Minhal, we've already spoken, and Minhal and I are going to be matched together this year. So I'm going to turn this back over to Georgiana now so that she can tell you how you can either become a mentor or you can join and become a mentor. And I'd also like to make sure that everyone knows that it is possible to partner to be mentors because it works with other programs. So if you're on the fence and you're thinking, I don't know if I can be a mentor, I don't know if I can do this or not, let me know, let Shannon know, and we can work together and support you because we can mentor mentors.
Thank you, Linda. Wait a second, Linda. Linda, I have a question for you. How many students are you mentoring currently?
Currently 11.
11. And I thought, I thought I was doing good with 3. So Linda, you're amazing. Wow. You know, this event, since we started, is something that I always look forward to every year. And last year, because of COVID, we had to do it virtually. And it was still wonderful, but you couldn't see the reactions. You couldn't hear the gracefulness of and the gratitude of the scholars that won. So this night is a lot better, and we're so happy that Harper was allowing us to hold it here, even though it was a little bit restricted. I think everybody is happy that they attended. The scholarship recipients are true representatives of Harper's best, and it's amazing every year when you hear their involvement and their grades and what their aspirations are for the future. It's amazing what comes out of Harper's educational foundation in school. We have full faith, and we've seen it already in the past, that all of these scholars will reach their goals as they continue their educational journeys. And students, as I think Linda might have mentioned, you don't just have your one mentor. All of us in the Hope Giving Circle are here for you to access, for networking and everything else. And it is a unique part of our scholarship, and we've heard nothing but good things about how the mentors have helped. For those of you that are first-time attendees, and can you raise your hand if this is the first time you're attending? Okay, we've got a couple. And wonder what the Hope Giving Circle does. I think you've heard stages of it tonight. And our goal is to provide many more opportunities to students like Malia, Marion, Samantha, and Minhal. We know how important it is for students to receive both financial support and mentoring as they prepare for and begin their careers. Because what we hear from all of our returning scholars is that Harper was just such a wonderful place. And when they go off to their four-year college, they say, oh, I wish I could have finished my 4 years at Harper because the teachers are so wonderful, everybody's so caring, but they go through this journey, so there is an adjustment for everybody, and it's nice to know that they have an educational place that they can call home. If you have a passion for empowering and lifting women up, that's all of us in the group, that's our passion. We invite you to become a member of the Hope Giving Circle. There's some information in the programs that are at your stations, but I'd like to highlight just a few key elements of the program. Membership in the Hope Giving Circle doesn't require a certificate, a degree, or any special talent. It requires you being passionate about helping other women to succeed and progress. It's based on an annual basis and starts with a minimum contribution or pledge of $1,000. And we also have a supporter level that starts with an annual contribution or pledge of $250. And this payment can be broken into installments. So if you're thinking, oh, I don't know if I can really do that, you can break it down any way you want. And if you're a Harper employee, you also can do this through payroll deduction. And 100% of your donation is tax deductible and will be directed to the Hope Scholarship Fund, which the foundation administers that program. As a Hope member, you have the opportunity to serve on the executive committee, as you've heard some people that have served in that capacity. And that helps guide and direct the programming for Hope. And I think it started out with a group of 5, and we've grown since then. As a Hope member, you also have the opportunity to serve on the Scholarship Awards Committee to select the recipients of the Hope Scholarship. And that is just an amazing experience when you get to go through all of these applications for the students. And finally, as a member, as Linda has just mentioned, you can serve as a mentor to the scholarship recipients and make a direct impact on their lives. So to join today, all you need to do is to fill out the Hope commitment card that's in your packet, and you can either give it to one of the staff members or you can leave it at the registration table. And you can also make a gift on the Hope website, which is actually on the Harper Education Foundation website. And if you're not able to make a membership or supporter commitment at this time, but are thinking about it, you can make a gift of any amount to the Hope Scholarship Fund, and there's a place on your card to do that as well. We hope you enjoyed the program this evening and was able to hear all the amazing stories of our 4 recipients. And we look forward to seeing you in our next event, which is this fall. Have a great evening, and thank you so much for taking part of this event. Good night.